with this one until the next one. They're all the same, interchangeable.
Haley?
I want your voices kept down, please.
It's enough.
Oh, Nova. You didn't know that Calvin has a very specific type. He's always had a thing for the exotic, the blacker the better, and all that. Really likes the dark-skinned girls. And actually, you're skinnier than most. He likes them thick. You know, the girls with the big butts that jut out like so.
Watch yourself, Haley.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sugar. Did you think you were the only one?
Yes. She is the only one. The only one I ever loved. Everybody else, and I do mean everybody else, to me was just passing time until she would have me.
Then why did you have him on such a heavy packing and shipping rotation? Yeah, we saw the files.
Milo?
Cheryl, I'm not sure what's happening here. My God, Cheryl.
Get out of here.
What are you
You
doing?
got nothing to do with this. Secure up! I got her! Walker, she's heading for the van! Stop her!
On it!
Respect.
You fail. I don't get to see him as much because I'm stuck here. So you don't get to see him as much. It's simple. You pay half as much. You get to see him half as much. Done.
I still need you too. Let's try to make this work.
You be sure to tell him that story.
Babe.
Every detail. How he only took 4 pushes.
Honey, of course
How I insisted he be put on my skin the instant he arrived. How he and I cried until we laughed. Because the happiness that we felt in that moment was the most overwhelming experience we've ever had in our lives. Don't let him forget me.
We'll do a full checkup, but I have to say he looks great. Totally healthy. His heart rate's a little high, so is your blood pressure. So my advice is going to be for you to get some rest. Okay?
Thank you.
See you in a bit.
Anytime. Just let me know if you need
Hi, Shane. You want to come inside?
Wow. That was incredible. If this is your first time ever checking out a broadcast from Leaders Lead, I'm going to tell you what we do. We bring in leaders across the world that are doing some amazing things. Amazing things. But we're not here to talk about just the great things that they're doing. We're talking about the obstacles that they have had to overcome to get to where they are today. With so much despair that we have in our world and our society, I think that this is needed. This is needed because we all need help. We all need hope. I was just talking to a young man about 45 minutes ago, and he said something that touched my heart. And what he said was, "You look like you're somebody special." And it hit me. It hit me. I like almost dropped everything that I had in my hand because I wanted to tell him, or I did tell him. I told him that he was special, that he had greatness inside of him, but he just needed to believe in himself. And I started thinking about the show. That's what we're here for. We're here to give our viewers, our listeners, an example of just how great they can be. And it doesn't matter the situation that you're in. What matters is what you're willing to do to get out of the situation. So we got today somebody that's the epitome of just that. And I'm not saying that I know everything about my friend Molly, but I do know that she's human, and everybody that's human have had to overcome some odds every day. Every day is an obstacle. And today it's no different. Welcome, my friend, actress and entrepreneur, Molly Berg. What's up?
Hey man, I got a beef with you right out of the gates. You're about
What?
to tear up with your story. That was amazing. But on
Yeah,
all the
thank you.
promotional stuff, you used my headshot, which made me have to do my hair and makeup for this. Oh my gosh! I'll tell you what. Between making donuts and running after a 3.5-year-old, the last thing I want to do is put makeup on and do my hair.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Man, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you were willing to share space with me. Yeah, I've always been really inspired by you. I think the first time I was going to save this, I didn't want to tell you this while we were on the phone, but the first time that I saw you, I was like, huh, she works here. And I was like, oh, she's probably going to freaking come and start telling me to clean the equipment when I'm done. This is at the gym. Because everybody was just like so serious at a point, right?
Yep.
And then I look at you, and I think you were telling like a fart joke or something.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were telling a fart joke, and I was just like, man, wow. Like I just thought that was cool because as weird as it is, it brightened up my day so much. And then we talked a little bit, and we just were cool on Facebook, and I've silently been watching your journey through Instagram, and I make a habit right now to tell people not to wait to tell people, because I think the last time it was that I saw you was like 10 years. Yeah. But I want to tell you that I'm fucking inspired by you. I'm inspired by your drive. I'm inspired by your tenacity. I know that you're a military spouse, and I know how freaking hard that is. I saw the video of your husband flying by you and your kids. Man, but you're still killing it. You're an entrepreneur, you're an actor, and I'm deeply, deeply fucking inspired by you.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'll never forget your smile. I remember being at the gym and see, there it is. There it is. It's contagious, man. That smile. I never forgot you either. That's hilarious that I was telling a fart joke. I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's just kind of my spirit. I guess I get that from my dad. And when I have to be classy, I get that from my mom.
I love that, when you have to be.
When I have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I really appreciate those words. That's really kind of you. That means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Have you, because I watch, and I'll show this a little bit later. Oh, no. So we started off, and we showed you in, I think it was Queen Sugar, yep. Which that show is freaking up there. Like that show is like the creme de la creme. And then we saw you in, I think it was Ranger. Is that it?
Walker? Yep.
Walker. Like how was it? Like how were you able to get those opportunities that you have? Because those are big freaking shows.
Yeah, and it's funny when you were playing them and I was watching it all just came rushing back to me. Any job that I get, no matter how big or small, is always super exciting. And by the way, I saw actor on your LinkedIn profile, so you got to tell me about that. Little secret I know about you, dude. Come on, what are you holding out on me? Yeah. So anytime I have an opportunity to do something, it's always huge for me, and it's always memorable. So as I was watching that, all those memories were coming back, and just how kind everybody was on the set. And I mean, I have an agent here in Houston. Thank God, they're amazing. They always have me audition for things. The casting directors, call me in. Obviously you don't book everything, which can be heartbreaking if you just hang on to that all the time. But the ones that you do get, you just make it memorable and you have fun with it and don't take yourself too seriously. I don't know. So it was because of because I have agents at Pastorini Bosby Talent in Houston. They've been incredible, and I've had them for 2.5 years, I think.
Oh, that's cool. So you've always so in order to get an agent and being an actress, you have to have went to some school and stuff like that. You've always been in theater, right?
Yeah, I have. I started dancing at really, really young age, and then I got into theater around 15, and I was going between dancing and theater in high school on my acting instructor. Like I missed out on one at the tech day. If anybody's in theater and you know what tech day is, you miss tech day, you're in big trouble.
What's tech
day? Like everything comes together, the orchestra, the lights, the scenery, everything comes together. I had to miss it because I had a dance recital or a competition. And he was like, normally I kick people out. Mr. Pimlott, I love you. Normally I kick people out when this happens. You got to make a choice. You either got to do the dancing or you got to do the theater. And I'm just like crying inside. I was like, the theater comes.
Was it dramatic like that?
I love it. Totally wasn't. Well, maybe it was because I was 15 and 15
I love it.
Girls. I don't know. So that's when it started, and then I stayed in theater until I kind of got my feet wet a little bit in some commercials, and I really liked the camera. The camera. Yeah, the camera.
Yeah.
I really liked the camera and that style of acting, which was a lot smaller. I really had to kind of change up the way I was working for sure, because I was always such a big actor. I still want to be. A lot of people are always like, you got to tone it down a little bit. You're kind of being crazy like I am right now. And I just can't help it. That's just the way I am.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. When I'm on the phone, my husband's like, you don't have to talk that loud.
No, it's infectious. I love that. I would hang out with you all day over somebody that's like, you start talking to them about what it is that they do. And they're just like, yeah, I just go to work and that's it. But it's just like, dude, whatever you do, whatever your work is, and it's just maybe I'm just crazy, but that's your purpose. And if something is your purpose, then that means that thing that you do is your joy. It sounds like it gives you joy. So it's just like, I could feel it coming through the airways right now. Like that is infection. Let me know, y'all, in the comments. Let me know if you're getting this vibe too, this infectious joy coming in through your screen. And if you're listening to us on the podcast, leave us a comment. Let us know. Like, we're talking to Molly Berg, and she is killing it already. I'm super grateful to be in your presence.
Well, Tony, if I can be honest, it could also be the wine.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It is. Yeah, I love it. That's important, man. That's important to just kick back, because I know how it is, man. Having kids and just, you need to have that kickback. You asked me about me being an actor. What I did was, I'll tell you, I went to school one day and I'm in acting class, right? I went to school and my teacher said, okay, actors. And I'm just like, who's she talking to? She said, actors, everybody over here. And I was just like, okay, I went. And then I said, you know what? I'm taking this class for a reason, because I do want roles, right? I do want roles. And okay, I'm an actor. I'm gonna speak that into existence. That's awesome. And that's what I did. I wrote it on my profile, just like I spoke and wrote other things to existence just by writing it, just by saying it. And I'm an actor. But it's just from school. I did one little part, and I did a monologue. I'll let you hear it later. I'm not going to do it live.
Yeah, crack it out. I mean, but totally. I mean, what you learned, I'm sure look what you're doing today. Not everybody could do what you're doing, and truthfully, I would say what you're doing might even be harder than some acting stuff, because you're yourself.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Absolutely, man. Oh because you're being yourself. I tell you what, the hardest class I had was in college, and it was public speaking. It's different now. I'm old and like I don't give a shit anymore. Like, you either like me or you don't. But
Ooh,
you
I
know,
love
when you're
that.
22, all you care about is what people think. And I got up and I did that freaking my speech. I don't even remember what it was about, but it sucked so bad. I was
but you
so
did it.
nervous. Oh man, I did it. Yeah, but whew,
It's
it
funny
was
you.
rough, but
Yeah, it's funny you say that. In our class, we had this. We had a lady. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this because she's probably watching my podcast. You know what? I'll do it. All right. So
Okay.
we had this. We had this lady. She was afraid to speak. Right, for whatever reason, she just couldn't do it. Couldn't do her play. And I started thinking like, or her monologue, and I'm just thinking like the only reason that I am able to do this is because of public speaking. So it's like I did that part before I tried to do the acting stuff, and I'm just like, oh man. And I'm just thinking in my head, I wonder if she just read it. You know, how would that work? And that's when you write a speech, you read it out, and it gives you, it puts you in that space. But there's some other stuff that y'all do in acting that I got to tell you to get into that space. I was just telling my wife, and I'm just like, I see why the theater kids, why they have so much depth to them, because we did this exercise where we had to go, just like that. And then we did an exercise where we're like, I am a resident who, you know what I'm talking about? And this breathing exercise, we had to like get in a circle and we had to become one. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was just like, whoa, this is on another level, but it helped me. It really, I started like getting into it and embracing it, and it helped me. What was the not crazy, but what is something that you've done before to get ready for a role that other people might be like, you did what?
Gosh, you know what? I will be honest. When I was in high school theater and college, because I was always the type of person to do the whole backstory thing, and I created an entire life for this character before you perform it. As you're going through the what's it called, rehearsal process. I mean, when you're in theater, you're rehearsing for several weeks. But then it changed. So that book, I'd come up with crazy stories, which I'm not dismissing. I personally think if you're in theater, it's a great thing to do. And then once I started doing on-camera work and started working with different acting coaches, then it was more like, you got to use what's in here, like the experiences you've had with you.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing the frickin' scene, the camera's here and it's all in your eyes. And if anybody's an actor listening, you hear this all the time. It's all in your eyes and everything that's going on in your brain that's happening. It's not like, oh my gosh, somebody was murdered.
Yeah.
No, it's like the thought process in your head that has to come through in your eyes. So that's when I kind of started attaching the emotion. I really started attaching the emotion to the character that I was playing.
Wow.
Rather than like the outward stuff, which kind of, sort of brought me to some deep places sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thank God, knock on wood, I haven't had a ton of trauma, but everybody has their own tragedy and sadness within their own life, So yeah, that's when I started bringing that in. But I'm the type of person so far that can do something that might be pretty heavy and just step away from it.
Yeah.
I know there's some actors that just prefer not to, or like can't. It takes them a while.
Yeah. I witnessed that.
I don't claim to be anything fucking special. I love doing what I do. And if I happen to get something, if I happen to book something, it's because it's pretty close to who I am, I would say, to be honest.
Yeah. I was looking at that. I don't know if it was on IMBD I was looking at some of the roles that you play. You usually play like, I don't know if it was like a cop, but it's like always something funny, but it's like within the realm of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. And I actually thought back to when I was in class, we were acting out some scenes and somebody it was so deep that they just couldn't go there. They couldn't remember. They remembered the lines, and there was just this moment where they were stuck. And in my part, I was able to do it because I did Muhammad Ali, and it was during the time that he was trying to rediscover himself. He was trying to find his purpose and who he was. And that's what I talk about all the time. And I just went into this space, and dude, I left out of there. My eyes started watering. I'm just like, what the hell was that about? Like,
I know. See, that's actually what's really cool about acting, I think, is that you can find that place in your life where you were trying to discover yourself and find your purpose, and you can connect it with that actual script or the role, and you can like live it out almost.
Yeah,
you know?
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great story. Oh, hi,
Enrique said, hey, my brother Enrique
Acosta Gonzalez.
I love it. We got my brother Gabe. What's up?
Oh, that's a great picture, Gabe.
Yeah.
Looks like he should be on like Sons of Anarchy or something.
I know. Gabe is a badass.
Yeah,
Let's see who else we got.
Badass. And Brandon, indeed.
I love my brother.
Yeah, Tony is always smiling.
Oh, I got I got 4.5-year-old. Luckily, I don't have to do my own hair and makeup. Dude, it's rough, man. It's rough. Anybody that tell you that raising kids is easy, they haven't went through it yet. There was a point in time I was actually telling this to my wife too. There was a point in time where I would say, I don't know what the big deal is. This is easy, but they were like 4 and 5. You know what I mean? But now I'm just like, the complexities of it is they're just their own people. You can't. There's nothing. I mean, while we're talking, you might have one run across the screen here in a bit, or same thing with me. Like, it's hard, right?
100%. That's what I was just saying to a friend that I was working with yesterday. He's got 5 children. And his youngest is 18 and just was broken up by a boyfriend. And I've got a 3.5, well, almost 4-year-old and an 11-year-old. So I've got a space there. But he just said it gets harder as they get older. And he's like, because I want them to be 2 and 3 again. I was like, yeah, so you can change shitty diapers and try to potty train them again. And he's like, yes, please. He's like, it's so hard, because like you said, the complexities as they get older. Now you're talking to somebody who's freaking got a mind of their own. They're not just your little puppet,
Yeah.
And so I'm realizing that with my 11-year-old, and yeah, man, it's hard.
It's rough, man.
It's rough. I'll change shitty diapers till I was gonna say until the day I die, but I don't want to do that.
I gotta say, I know that ain't your purpose. It ain't mine either, man. No. Those days were rough, man. I'm talking about the days when it was cool to give your kids SpaghettiOs.
Yep. The SpaghettiOs, they taste like freaking aluminum, or I don't know what they taste like.
They taste like a freaking metal can. But think about the poor sucker that has to freaking clean up the remnants of. Let's say, Tony, I know it's getting ready to be Marine birthday, but share your crayons with oh my God. Why did I let that in here? It means absolutely nothing. He's hating because he didn't serve in the United States Marine Corps.
Wait, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you know what? I slightly remember that. Okay, thank you. Dang, man.
Good evening, Tony and Molly. Molly, would love to send you a picture if you have on Tumblr, if possible.
I have a Tumblr for my coffee. I don't know what Tumblr is.
Me
I've
neither.
heard of it.
It's a mystery for the ages. I've heard of it, but I don't know the concept of it. I got a clip
Oh no.
that I want to play. Let's see where are we at.
What's up with my hair? The hair that I took.
I'm gonna introduce y'all to the Molly that I met.
Oh golly.
Let's roll. I think that it's funny stuff. Really freaking funny. I wish
if you say so.
No, before I play it, I was gonna tell you, I wish that I had footage. I seen you in the commercial, and that commercial was fire. It was fire. You were outside, you had like the kid, he had some spaghetti sticks. And you were showing him how to break the spaghetti sticks, and freaking you're doing all this like magical stuff, and they showed you were like pretty badass. It was like Karate Kid, but then when they really showed you, you're like freaking
it was so dumb.
I love it.
That's what my kids see all the time. They're so embarrassed.
I think it's dope. I think it's really cool that you're able to go from the Molly Berg drama to Molly Berg comedy. And here we go.
Dude, I gotta say it. I can't.
Tracy, do you have to be so sarcastic?
I'm not. I can also kick some keister. Keister.
Okay, why do you have to say keister that many times, Tracy?
It's a fun word. You try saying it. Keister. Starts not even sounding like a word when you say it a lot over and over. This is like really getting old, dude. I got a fart. Defecation. You break this apart and you can take a look at all the things that the cat has eaten, and I mean it's everywhere. But you smell. You want to smell for things. I found turds.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, what does it look like? What did the cat look like? What are the colors, features, any notable marks or moles or anything? Any notable marks or moles or anything?
Yeah.
If y'all watch it in the comments, let me know what you think about this.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Paula Tries. This is a special Rona edition, COVID-19-ish. Forget that stuff. I'm not here to tell you what to do, what the heck not to do. Dang it, I'm so sick of hearing everybody telling me what to do. Now just stop for a second. So I'm gonna give you things to do at home. You can take it or leave it. I don't care. Just stay healthy for Pete's sake. Dang. Have conversations you were too afraid to have with yourself before. Ask the tough questions, guys. What's the most extravagant thing you've done in bed? I stuck my foot out of the covers when I was hot one night. I wanted it to cool me off, but then I got nervous. Because I think there's these little guys running around my bed ready to eat my feet. So I just sucked it up. And I put my foot back under the cover and I just sweat my brains out all night. Look at a black wiener.
Oh, I got you. My boy cooked on the grill yesterday.
Oh, no.
He burned some shit out.
No. I don't. I'm not.
Oh my god.
You're Don, your wiener, your thing.
I didn't see this before I put it. This is funny.
I got you.
All right, so you pull the pants out and I'll just take a peek.
Yeah, I got
you. Just like I'll get a little glimpse of it, all right?
That's not a problem.
Okay. Damn! I did not see that coming.
Candace, did you know I thought you were black?
What?
Don't tell her that.
That's funny. I hate him. I don't like it here. I'm gonna puke.
Look at her. She doesn't look like she likes anything right now.
Jesus Christ, I'm married to a gay.
Janet, I'm not a gay, all right? I am just trying to make the most of this. I'm doing this for you.
Well, this was your idea, and you decided to invite a guy. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that, Hank.
You know, this might be a lot of fun if you would loosen up and quit acting like such a bitch.
Collecting props, connecting plots, networking like a conference. Cause the nonsense is yet to stop. Jake, shake me down. Haters wanna take me down, break me down.
You're gonna regret showing that.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not. Let me tell you why. This is what would be great fit for Vet TV. What's Vet TV? Let us know in the comments.
What is that?
I noticed. There's the homeboy. What's up, brother? Now let's keep going. No, I noticed that.
I don't want to go outside.
Okay, then go watch your movie, bud.
Leaders lead the podcast.
He's showing off his mullet.
Live podcast. What's up,
Yes.
bro? That's what I was gonna. Let's see his mullet. I love
See the
that.
mullet. Here, show your hair. The mullet.
Oh
is
my
real.
god, that is
Alive.
super dope. That is. Hey, you know what's funny? I'm glad that he came in. You have a series on Instagram where it's like the Saggy Diaper Chronicles or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait, explain that. What's up with the Saggy Diaper Chronicles?
Well, okay, bye. Don't touch things. Go watch your movie, okay? Kids when they still wear diapers, they crap their pants.
Yeah.
And, he always finds the dumbest places to poop his pants. And so like he's hidden behind this thing, that stick thing before. Like you can see him wherever he is when he's pooping his pants.
Hey, he
Doesn't matter.
he knows what you're talking about too.
Yeah, exactly. Have you pooped yet? I can't wait to change that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and you just see him creeping like wherever he is, and so I always document it and I blast him out on social media, and I don't care.
I love it. I love that. And I know this word is overused. I love that you're willing to be like who you truly are. You're willing to be your authentic self, and for me, like that's joy. That's joy in itself. There's some people that, I mean, they would be dying if their kid came in. They would be just losing it and just being embarrassed. But I see that you embrace that, and I love that because I freaking embrace it. And I think that that's what people want to see. We're so tired of the staged out crap, and that's why I do this podcast live. But I was going to ask you a question about the characters that you play.
Yep.
Like for comedy. I noticed that you take really serious subjects and you find humor in it, and I'm guessing that it's to uplift people. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I've always kind of, so when I was, you can sit here, buddy. You just gotta be quiet, okay? You can look at Mr. Tony. You see him? All right.
Hey.
So, yeah, when I was a kid, I was like a big girl, loved to eat food, chubby little thing.
Me too.
Who doesn't like food?
I know, right?
And so I just remember I was going into high school, and my dad always had jokes, and he just said to me, just beat them to the punch. He said, before they can make fun of you, beat them to the punch. Be quiet, buddy. And I took that, I just remembered that, and I was in science class one day, and I could tell that these kids were like mumbling about me. And, I felt real cool that day wearing my flannel shirt and my Z Cavaricci pants that were men, by the way, because I couldn't fit into women's pants.
Oh, man.
And I remembered just an awful joke that my dad told me. I mean, totally inappropriate. I don't remember it now, but just like caca, weenie. I don't even know what it was. And I told it to him, and they all started laughing. And I was like, okay, here we go. This is my jam. So ever since, it's always just been in theater too. I've always gravitated toward the funny roles to make people laugh, because I just feel like when people are laughing, like in a joyous state and it's authentic and real, I mean, there's so much good that can come from that. There's so much good. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I have my mom moments when things have to get done with whatever business or whatever it happens to be. And I just, it's like, okay, go buy, do your thing. I have this thing.
I love it. Oh, this is freaking great.
This is the front, party in the back. Awesome. Yeah, but I did warn you about this, and I figured it would happen.
No. That's why I said this is great. Hey, we're meeting you right where you're at. You're meeting us right where we're at. This is beautiful. This is life.
This is life. Exactly. This is life for us. And Dad's deployed, so I told Magnus I'd pay him $10 an hour. He's still got 7 minutes on the clock for his hour.
I don't see Magnus. Magnus is probably on the Nintendo Switch or something.
Yeah, he's out. He's like, I got Halloween candy to eat, man. I'm out of here.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
I've always loved to make people laugh, even if it's at my expense. There's just something I always like to make. If you're with me, I always want you leaving feeling better than you did before you were with me, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I know that a lot of the comedians they had, and I know you mentioned about you being a little bit heavy, and your dad telling you to freaking go at them first. Yep. That is a recipe of the people that are greats. The recipe of Robin Williams came from sadness or some sort of grief. Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, like those are like the funniest humans. We talk about it all the time. Like the people that give the most joy and walking in their purpose, you can just tell that they've been somewhere. And I can see that depth in you. And that's why when you're like, oh, maybe you should show this. No. It's art. And I believe in that. I believe in expressing the expression of art. And I thank you for coming on the show. I mean, you're super amazing. Where can everybody find you?
Okay, let's see. If you don't mind Bert Fart, dick jokes, camel toe things on Instagram. It's just a mix between my acting stuff and my family shenanigans. It's Molly, Molly. What is it? Molly Berg 1 on Instagram. Facebook is Molly Berg. And if you want to check out Donut Junkie, it's donut_junkie. That's my mini donut business. And
Tell us about that. I didn't ask you.
Oh, that's okay.
You got a little bit of time?
Yeah, absolutely. We were stationed in South Korea and we were coming back to the States. I mean, I'm actually going to be releasing a video soon that kind of goes through the whole story of it all. But we were coming back to the States and I knew how to make. I knew how to make mini donuts because when I lived in LA when I was 19, I moved out there to be an actress. I started making mini donuts on Venice Beach at the hot spot. And I just figured I knew how to make donuts. So I started the business in Washington State. We moved it to California. It did pretty well. We left it going. And then we moved to Houston. And I was just like, I'm going to start it. I'm going to do it. I didn't do any research. Oh, look at you. That was super sweet. Thankfully, I had no idea that this area is just like chock full of wedding venues, people getting married. It's just been an incredible blessing. I have a great team. I have about 12 contractors that go out and make the donuts for me. Mostly women, just badass gals.
Oh, I love it.
It's just, it's a blessing. But we make hot, fresh mini donuts on site. So actually, when I met you in Washington, I was doing that.
Yeah, I think you had. Yeah, wait, yeah, really.
It wasn't the scope that it is today. We were doing hang on, buddy. Yeah, well, we were doing like farmers markets and that kind of thing. And I knew I wanted to elevate it and take it to private events. And so that's what we do. It's like weddings, corporate events, graduation parties. It's upscale dessert entertainment.
Wow. So you've pretty much moved the business around the country, just kind of like how your husband's had to PCS from place to place, right?
Yep, and that's why we moved.
Wow.
So I will say that's been the biggest challenge. Really, whether it's Donut Junkie or the acting, the biggest challenge is that we have to move. And so, as you know, networking is huge. And when you're building a business or you're building your name, like as far as acting goes, casting directors have to see me over and over and over and know that I can provide them quality auditions so they can keep requesting me. That's how I get an agent. That's how I book roles. Same with Donut Junkie. They have to know that I provide a quality. So it's just, the bummer is knowing that we may possibly have to move again, and that all this work to get everything built up, we just got to leave it and build it up someplace else. It actually breaks my heart when I think about it. But you know, Josh is deployed now, and he'll be coming back like next September, and so I don't have to think about it for a while.
Is he close to getting out?
I think he's got about 6 years left, but that's another thing too. We're always constantly talking about, you know, what's going to be his next career move, what's going to be the best for the family. So it's a constant conversation.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like a give and a take.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to make the marriage work, you know, he knows that if we moved, I would be absolutely heartbroken.
Yeah.
But if you're in the military and they tell you got to go someplace else, there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it, you know. So it's just it's a constant conversation, and I'm just kind of living in the moment and enjoying the auditions and the bookings I get and the donut events we have. And
yeah, it's the place where y'all at. You're in Texas. Is that a pretty good scene for acting and stuff like that? I know it's pretty far away from like Hollywood and New York.
It is. The cool thing, I mean, Houston itself doesn't have a ton of work. It has work, and thankfully there was just a huge comedian that came in, and he's doing a Netflix series in Houston, which is incredible. But a lot of the work is in Louisiana, New Mexico, Atlanta, Oklahoma. Yeah. But that's where the agents here are casting from this pool of actors too. So if you might get sent to different, like Queen Sugar was New Orleans. Or Austin. I forgot about Austin. Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I mean, so it's like, yeah, it's a crazy situation. But instead of giving up and just saying, "Hey, I'm not in the right location," because that's my first excuse that come in my head that somebody would make. I'm not in the right location. I still got boxes packed up, but instead of making those excuses, what you're doing is you're going out there and you're turning your obstacles and you're seeing those obstacles as being opportunities. I think that is amazing. And I'm very grateful to you for sharing that, because that just inspired me, because we all have obstacles. The folks that are watching this right now, you got some obstacles. You got some obstacles in your life right now. Right now, every single second, there's an obstacle. And if you don't have an obstacle, you never had obstacles. You better hang on, because it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. I'm super inspired by you.
Well, I appreciate that. And, you know, like, knock on wood, everything's been great. We've had our health, which is super huge. So all in all, to complain would be just silly. And like you said, just if you take, sorry, I just saw Alex's thing and it might be able to keep it going there remotely. Yes. And when we moved here, actually, Alex, we kept it going in California. We kept one operation going in California. We just closed that down in April. But yeah, I mean, if it's, what am I trying to say? You really do have to, I guess, if you can take the obstacles and the challenges and look at them as just little ways to better yourself, or move on, or get better, grow bigger, then they're not so scary, or they're not so annoying, or
yes,
easier said than done, because I've definitely had my days, trust me.
Yeah.
But
you're doing it. You're doing it.
And if you've got that fire, I mean, I will tell you, I love Donut Junkie. I love it. My fire, my passion is in my acting, so that I'm never going to stop that. I'm the lady on Titanic who, didn't she win an Oscar or something? She was like 90.
Yeah.
That'll be me. Like, my glory days is like 50 years down the road, which is fine. I don't care. And what is a glory day anyway? Just to get another job or work with people that have the same kind of goal is all I care about. Like, I don't have to win an Academy Award. I don't have to win a, you know, that's not the goal anyway. It was, trust me, it was when I was younger.
Sounds like the goal is joy now for you, because it brings you joy acting,
you
right?
Said it. Absolutely. And it brings me joy. So why not just keep doing it?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. You know, what's funny about that is 10 years ago, if somebody would have said, okay, what you do should bring you joy and not money. I would have told them that they were out of their freaking mind.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what nobody say. Like you could be motivated by money. Money, I think money motivates all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But past when the motivation and all of that stuff is gone, like joy is what you really need, and joy is what keeps you living. And the only reason to have joy is to have purpose. And I'm so grateful to you for sharing your purpose with us. Thank you so much, Molly.
Of course. I mean, I feel kind of silly being on here, but I was really obviously honored that you invited me in.
Why silly?
Gosh, because I feel like there's just so many people who have done so many more incredible things. But
no.
Bye-bye. No, we're not.
Bye-bye. He ready to get rid of me. I love it.
Please. He's probably got a load in his pants. Who knows? No, please don't do that, buddy. Please don't do that. No, but I really appreciate it. Hopefully it touched somebody or moved somebody in some way. And I'm always an open book. If people have questions, I always want to raise people up too, so if they have questions or there's, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying. You're the leader that leads, man. You got it going on. I love what you're doing.
Thank you for saying that. And again, thank you for sharing your story. And I'm going to close us out. Oh, that was a good shot of the mullet right there. Just hang out really quick. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
You got it.
There you have it. If you're freaking moved, just like I'm moved, go ahead and put in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you thought about Molly and her inspiring journey. Some takeaways that I got from this discussion was, and we didn't even plan anything of what we're going to talk about, but what I got from this is when you're on your journey and you're friggin' walking towards your purpose, right? Walking towards your purpose, because your purpose is going to lead you to joy. You're going to have obstacles. And if you've searched inward, if you did the hard work to see exactly what your purpose is, those obstacles ain't going to have nothing on you. Nothing on you. I know that somebody is watching this and they're going through a hardship in their life. I know you're watching this and you're saying, man, dude, I get it. I get it. I know what you're saying is easier said than done. It is. It is. It's easier said than done. And that's why I want to let you know that you have everything inside of you. Everything inside of you to be able to make a difference in your life, to be able to make a difference in the lives of others, to be able to serve your calling, your passion, your purpose. You deserve joy. Take care, and I'll see y'all next week, Thursday, 5 p.m., Friday, 5 p.m. Take care.